our lovely wheel, and today we will, oh, by the way, I'm your hostess. Jerry's in the Bermuda, I'm in the Bahamas. And these
What's your name, darling?
Oh, I'm Maddie. Thank you, Bethy. Contestant number 2.
I have a mustache.
Yes, she does. Okay, so this is our wheel. We're making literary connections such as
Diction.
Syntax, imagery, symbolism,
and use of
colors,
good job. Okay.
and other stuff.
And other stuff, yes. So we have The Crucible, Their Eyes Are Watching God, The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, Revolutionary Literature, The Great Gatsby, The Scarlet Letter, The Things I Carried, and a wild card. Awesome. Awesome, awesome.
20 minutes.
So, what do you do when you have a connection? Very nice. We have our lovely cereal cups. Okay. Yep. And this is the music for those of you who have never been to the spin before that we'll be playing. Where is our music from, contestants?
Peter Pan!
Good job.
Kenzie broken!
That's lovely. So we have a broken cup here. What we're going to do is go like that.
That's not so fun.
Or you can just do this around.
I'm reconstructing. Keep going.
Okay, we're going to spin now. Is this okay? Are we ready? We're having technical difficulties. The Crucible! Wow, this is going a lot like our last show, yes? Color! Color. Because, can I turn off the music? Yes, I'm so sorry. Color! Which is also red. In Sherman Alexi's work. That is a phone ringing! Yes, continue. Red is a symbol for one of the 7 deadly sins. We're not on the Scarlet Letter, but when we get to that, I'll let you know. We're doing Crucible.
Wow! My bad!
Does anything have like diction?
Oh!
Yes.
I remember! For the Crucible, A! Both of his works, Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian and The Crucible, are both set backwards but reflecting on what's going on now. And in The Crucible, they use like word choice, symmetry, imagery, syntax, and diction from the time when it was written, which is in the Puritans. But in the Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, it is the now time, the modern English, because it is from a high school Native American. So the syntax is very different, and so is the diction.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they both are using the same kind of writing style, where they're writing from stuff that happened a long time ago and relating it to how it affects our lives now with the Red Scare and communism, and then the Salem witch trials, as well as racism with the Native Americans when Columbus came, and how it's still going on at the time of when Sherman Alexie wrote his novel. Does anyone else have a second? Yes, go for it.
With the Crucible in comparison to Sherman Alexie's works, the structure of the stories, or I guess the Crucible isn't necessarily that much of a story, but the Crucible was written more as a play, and so it was a little harder to follow along with. And Sherman Alexie's works are stories, and so you're like kind of put in that person's life. But the Crucible was really confusing to try to follow along with due to it being written in the Puritan era, and yeah.
Oh,
So you're saying that Sherman Alexie's works are a little bit more tailored to
younger
our
kids.
lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Crucible is not Puritans, is it?
Oh, so
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
They have a
What's
Puritan
yours?
mindset, but it's starting to die off with the time.
My eyeballs hurt.
I'm sorry for your eyeballs, Bethy. Oh, I forgot to introduce our contestants. Here, let's give this around. So we have...
No way.
Hey, our filming's working this time, so we don't have 20 minutes of nothing. We have Kenzie. Hello, Kenzie. What are some of your favorite things to do?
I like pickles.
Ralph Waldo Pickle Chips. That's a quote from Catbug. Look it up later.
Catbug. Yeah.
Sugar peas. Drop it. Okay. Okay, Bethy, what are some of your favorite things to do?
I'm Bethy, and I like swimsuit modeling in Florida.
Lovely, lovely. Hey, I thought it was the Bahamas. Very confusing.
I don't actually swimsuit model,
Thank you for that
I like to
clarification.
play
but I
hockey.
have the body for it. No, I don't.
Yes, Bobby?
I like to play hockey.
Woo! Oh, okay, very good, very good. All right. No. Does anyone want to spin for me?
I will.
You will? Okay, give me one moment to get our music playing. The Scarlet Letter! Woo! Jackson Kennedy! Oh, let me turn the music on. Hold on 1 second. And go for it.
Okay, in both the Scarlet Letter and the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, they use the color red. In the Scarlet Letter, it's the, well, scarlet red, same thing. It's her letter that she has to wear, and she doesn't really like it much. But she goes through it. She's strong.
She's powerful.
Yeah. And then,
Women power!
And then in the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, he punches the dude in the face and there's blood. And it's respect. He gets respect.
Alpha dog.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Killer. In the Scarlet Letter, as one of the 7 deadly sins which we studied, the color red is associated with lust, which is what the adultery had to be to do with. And in the book, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, the color red was like respect, but did not connect necessarily to a sin.
Yes. Also, with the Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, as you can see, there's this lovely apple here drawn by our artist at work. I will get you your Hershey Kisses for points, but I'm sorry. Our Hershey Kiss truck driver was late. Apologies. They're on their way with their truck.
Boo!
Yes, boo. Okay. So, as you can see, this lovely apple here symbolizes red on the outside but white on the inside, much like she wears the red on the outside but she's pretty pure and white on the inside. Yes, it is due to racist culture. And though she's red on the outside but white on the inside, she's not really sorry for her sin and feels like she's pure, yes.
Okay, so with the apple that's connecting to the Scarlet Letter, I really like the idea where it's like the Scarlet Letter is what people look at. That is the only thing they see when they see her is the color red because of the Scarlet Letter. And white would
Much
be
like
pure, where it's like she is happy, she loves herself, she loves her daughter, she loves life, where it's different on the inside, but nobody can get past that skin unless you take a bite out of it, which no one in the Puritan mindset did. And neither did anyone in the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian
He was
because
always
no one...
seen as an Indian pretending to be something else.
Yes, he was either a white child or trying to be a white child, depended on when he was in the res, and when he was not in the res, he was always a Native American. Nobody saw past him. Nobody got to his delicious center because he was different.
Yes.
Also with that, people did not like him for it. And in the Scarlet Letter, people did not like it that she was okay with her sin.
This is true.
Yes.
In the Scarlet Letter and Sherman Alexie's works, they use different diction because
Yell it to the world, Bobby.
they use different diction. The Scarlet Letter uses like more complicated and long words, while Sherman Alexie's works, like he uses like language that is more for the younger people, and it was told more as him as a kid, so he used like a different vocabulary.
It's really interesting how they're trying to relate to different people, so they use different like word choice, yes, from different time periods.
Also, it is what they are being judged upon. Whereas in the Scarlet Letter, she was being judged upon based on the Puritan mindset. Where in Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, he's being judged upon what he's doing, his actions presently instead of what happened. In the Scarlet Letter, it is one act she did that she's being judged on. Where in Sherman Alexie's work, he was being judged on trying to make his life better. It is very different, and the concepts are different, but they are still judged all together because the human race is very mean and selfish and stupid, and I don't like it.
Yes.
But they were also doing those things to be happy. He was trying to make his life better in the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. You will get that one day. I will. And in the Scarlet Letter, she was doing it to
Yes.
Okay, in the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian and most of Sherman Alexie's work, because I did read more stories in the short story book where it's Tonto and, what's the other guy's name?
I don't know, I didn't read it.
Anyway, I read more short stories in that book, and he tends to center around young kids' lives. And so we have a Native American on a reservation, usually Spokane, and it is their life growing up, which none of us can refer or like relate to, which is very difficult because we are high school students, so we are at the age that we should be understanding this, but we don't understand it because he has very difficult work, whereas it's completely different. So what he does is he uses the writing style that he uses to help connect it to us because we don't have those experiences to help connect it to us like most of the other writers do. They'll be like, hey, I'll throw this in so people will like read it because it connects somewhat to them, whereas this is completely different. And white people are stupid and naive, so he has to come from a different approach.
Yep, the level of 4th grade reader. Okay, now here we go. Oh yes, wild card. Also, to Images poetry in the Harlem Renaissance, it's interesting how he uses his artwork pieces and he always characterizes the people he's drawing, such as like himself. He's got really big glasses, other people have really big noses, and it reflects on their characters, like their personality. And that's much similar to, yes,
Finish your thought.
okay, to how the Harlem Renaissance artists would use abstract imagery to reflect feelings. Yes, go ahead.
They're very different from each other because in the absolutely true diary of a part-time Indian, that is very difficult to say. I hate you. It is because of her. Anyway, his cartoons are very realistic. It is exactly what's going on. They're very literal, whereas Harlem Renaissance Images poems are very different. Like we watched the two like stone people and they were very different and you couldn't really tell what they were, so you had to infer a lot. Also, they'll take a face and throw it on a stage and be like, hey, the stage is a face, congratulations, or the sleeve is a mouth, blah, 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 blah. So it is very interpretive versus real or literal versus abstract.
Very nice, very nice. And, yep, go.
In Sherman Alexie's work, Smoke Signals, he uses like similar syntax in connection to the things they carry, because they both like go like to flashbacks, and the things that carried, the author flashes back to like his actual experiences in the war. And in Sherman Alexie's work, he goes back to like his childhood experiences.
Yes?
I'm sorry, I was dying too much talking and needed water. This feels like a real game show because we have water, although we don't have a table to set it on, and I do request a mustache.
Oh, yes, yes. Let's get you your mustache. Ready? Very
It
nice.
still smells weird.
Yes, yes.
I like to lick it.
That's nice.
It's thoughtful.
Oh, okay. So, Bethy, you are up next for spinning the wheel.
Kenzie's up next. Oh no, she isn't.
No, she
Bye.
isn't. It's you. It's all you, baby. It's all you.
These smell really good. I ate some. Is it the TikToking? Is this the part?
Yep, this is it.
That's how they do it on the real game shows.
Revolutionary literature.
Which is every book ever because each book brings something to the literature that was not created before, even though they were both all based on the 7 original stories.
7 original stories? Yep, every book is based on 7 stories. It's really interesting.
There's very basic
So,
stories.
revolutionary literature, we will be focusing on the American Dream and Puritan Society tonight. I think it's interesting how...
She ate my shaker.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you have a connection to me? Yes, no? Go ahead and eat your cereal.
Because we don't have Hershey Kisses.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We have a few candies over there that'll bring over. So, okay. So, for example, we've got revolutionary literature with the American Dream. It's interesting how the American Dream is very different depending on who you are. Like the Indians' American Dream and Columbus's American Dream.
And white people versus like Hmong where they wanted safety and we just wanted freedom. I have a Hershey Kiss and you guys don't. Haha, I win the game.
Very nice. And how the American Dream might be to have this new land, but it's not really a new land, it's just new to you land, and you're kind of stealing.
It's stolen.
Horrible. So, does anyone else have any connections? Go ahead, Becky.
Okay, so with the American Dream, the Indians in Sherman Alexie's book are often talking
they have different like healthcare policies, which he talked about on the res. How the dentist didn't think that he needed as much Novocaine because
he was Native American. You may have this Rolo.
okay.
Kenzie can have this Rolo.
Because he was Native American, so they didn't think he needed much Novocaine. It's really sad that people who stole land and invaded cities and whatnot, or villages and whatnot, then can think that they're less human. Yes, go ahead.
Also, people assume, like he was saying, Sherman Alexie was also talking about how people assume that all the Indians are rich because they have casinos, but they don't because the casino actually needs that money, and they're actually very poor. He was talking about during the basketball game where most of those people would go home, wouldn't have breakfast, wouldn't have food at the house, or get beaten. Whereas everybody else didn't care, we take them for granted. We don't really think about getting in their shoes.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Bobby, you're up for spinning.
Bobby! Spin, spin, spin! Spin, Bobby, spin!
And then this will be our last spin of the night, so let's make it good, folks.
Pick their eyes are watching God. Cheat!
Oh, look, your head's eyes are watching God.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, just kidding. Yes, just kidding. Yes, Kenzie.
Hey, and where their eyes were watching, or their eyes were watching God. Dang it, I cannot speak titles today. And we all know, the absolutely true diary of a part-time Indian. They talk about the white people and how in their eyes are watching God, white people are the happy people, the top people, the people in charge. And in the, Sherman Alexie's book, they talk about the white people being in charge and they have the happy lives and the good things.
They always associate happiness with race. Yes, go ahead.
I see a very prominent theme in the book you had us read because it is very much getting different perspectives, and I really respect that because we really see the different perspectives, like a Native American versus Halle Berry's character, whose name I forgot. What's her name?
I don't know.
All right,
For
people
what?
who are
For
not
what?
white.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. She was the person who played the girl in the movie.
What movie?
Catwoman.
Catwoman? I have no idea.
Oh
my gosh, what are you talking
I were watching out. We watched the movie.
the
Halle Berry, the main character.
main character, she was really dumb.
Ooh, I like this boy. Ooh, I like this boy. Oh, I like this boy.
Oh, I know her name.
I know her name. Oh,
Starts with an H, doesn't it?
Schroeder is probably laughing at us right now. Haha, you guys are stupid. Did you learn nothing in my class? But we did.
I know her name.
Which is my point. Because it is very interesting. Janie! Ah! Anyway, I like how we are seeing different perspectives. Like, most books are written from a white girl or a white boy's perspective. But we are reading books that are different, like different ages, different ethnicities, very much different time periods. And it is very interesting how different these stories really are and how it really opens our eyes to things we never thought about before.
Yeah, it's like how each movie before this coming generation had the typical American family. One son, one girl, one dog, one cat, two parents that live at home.
They don't have a daughter, they have a girl, not a daughter.
Yep, always girl.
Okay. And they don't have a boy, they have a son.
Thank you.
You don't understand what I said, do you?
Yeah,
You
there's a
said-
difference between a boy and a son.
No, you said they have a son and they have a girl.
They have a
Yeah.
daughter and a son. Yes. Okay.
I was making you happy, I like doing that.
Do you guys want to go for one more round?
No, yes. I meant yes, Schroeder, I meant yes.
All right, let's go for one more round. Let's do the
But this
Great
is very
Gatsby.
interesting, I swear.
The Great Gatsby. Go for it.
In The Great Gatsby, the writing basically focuses on the rich mindset of the men who are living in that time period where it is the successful people who don't have to work. But in the absolutely true diary of a part-time Indian, I should know that by now. It is very much what they want to be. Like, I need to do this so I can become like them. But we see in The Great Gatsby that their lives aren't actually that great. So it's very interesting how to see.
You're
Like-
striving for something that people want to throw away.
We expect, like the Novocaine, we expect the Native Americans not to need as much. And they expect us to all be happy. Everyone expects the best of other people and it makes us jealous, which is one of the deadly sins, and it really becomes bad because it infiltrates our society.
Lots
and
of envy going on in these books.
yes, like the color red. And it is very much different because it is very much showing that every human being doesn't like themselves in the core. They may be happy, but they don't like themselves. They want to be something different, but they're not. And it shows how they have to deal with it and how they're striving to become something. But really the thing that they're trying to become doesn't actually exist.
It's like happiness is an allegory and unhappiness is a story.
It is an allegory, not an allegory. Allegory.
Thank you. All right, that's all for tonight, folks. Let's hear it.
Thank you for coming out.
Wave to the camera, guys. Wave to the camera.